So we begin with stage one, which is called the pre-industrial. Their main source of food is hunting and gathering. The blue line is the death rate, and the red line is the birth rate. Down at the bottom, the green line represents the total population of the country. And we see it's very slow growth. Now, the birth rates and death rates are all over the place, up and down, doesn't seem to make sense one way or the other. And if you were living during this time, you would have a lot of risk. There would be possibly famine, a disease outbreak. What this tells us is that survival of the fittest and natural selection are dominating the population's existence. Stage two, we have a major breakthrough. We switch from being hunters and gatherers to agriculture, a much more reliable crop that we can depend on certain times of the year. We can build up stocks of reserves of it. We have a basic understanding of the importance of hygiene. The ancient Greeks, 2,000 years ago, built the first water sanitation system. Good water comes in and bad water goes away. When they did that, it doubled human life expectancy. I dare you to come up with any other invention that has doubled how long humans live. We can do some amazing things, heart transplants, but that's going to add a few years to a person's life. It's not going to double their life like clean water does. All right, so the main result of that, some basic medicines being developed. We see the death rate plummet. We're able to keep people alive much longer. The birth rate stays high. And because agriculture, you need people to work the fields. To make enough crop to keep yourself alive, you need more people, and then you need more crop, and then you need more people. And so we have really big families. And we're still at a time where medicine is primitive. So a lot of those kids that are being born, infant mortality rate's going to be high. We're going to lose some of them. Very normal to lose a kid or two or three in a big family. Now, the end result of all this in stage two, which is called transitional, we have the highest growth rate. We have exponential growth. High birth rate, low death rate. So that green line shoots up. And that's why we say developing nations experience exponential growth. This is where they're at. There's very few places in the world that are still stage one. A few remote locations in Africa. The majority of the world is at least stage two. Some of them are early stage two. So they're going to experience exponential growth for many decades to come. All right, as we enter stage three, that's the slowdown of the logistic curve. Because we have such a big population now, it becomes centered in cities, urbanized. This is where the United States is at. We have room to grow out west, but the East Coast is completely urban. And notice the birth rate comes down. Because we don't need to farm as much, we don't need as many kids. And what are we going to do with the kids we got? We're going to put them in school. So education leads to family planning, and it drops even more. A developed, educated society is going to see that birth rate continue to come down. And once again, the United States is very much toward the end of stage three. We are late industrial. Notice the death rate hasn't changed much. It's hit a bottom stabilized point and does not really go anywhere. It's going to take another huge advancement in medical technology to extend human lives. Stage four is environmentalism, post-industrial. And the birth rate is going to fluctuate a little bit here. We're finding that sweet spot near the carrying capacity for our population. Death rate, once again, does not change a whole lot. We're at our life expectancy. These are general trends. Obviously, each country is going to go through its own stages at its own pace. It's kind of neat to look back over the last 200 years and watch pockets of the world go through this. If you think back to the 1850s, Europe went through their industrial revolution. Okay, so they were entering stage three at that point. And they suffer during stage three. Air quality plummets. That's why the death rate goes up just a little bit. during stage 3. The quality of the environment goes down. Then the United States went through it. We became very prosperous after World War II. We went through a big industrial phase, steel mills, coal plants. Our air quality plummeted, especially in the northern Midwest and the eastern seaboard. And we're cleaning it up. We've got an environmental movement started all the way back in the 70s, and we're making little baby steps to clean everything up, make it healthier. Early 2000s, it's China. China starts burning vast amounts of cheap coal. Their air quality plummets. So they were in stage 3. And now China's done probably faster than any country ever, done a great job of cleaning up their air quality and their environment. They hosted the Olympics one year. They were on the world stage and they did everything they could to clean it up fast. They're now one of the leading countries in renewable energy instead. But now it's India, right? There's always going to be that next country who is going through stage 3. So we've seen it happen all around the globe.